A strange signal echoed through the dark, silent space. Dr. Elias Moore sat at his console, eyes wide in disbelief. For weeks, the moon had been silent, its vast surface unmoving. But now something was different. A pulse, rhythmic yet chaotic, cut through the static. It wasn't natural. He quickly checked the system. Everything seemed normal, but the signal grew stronger. It was as if the moon itself was calling out. The hairs on the back of his neck stood up. What did it mean? He couldn't shake the feeling that something was terribly wrong. Something was coming. Dr. Moore sat hunched over the monitor, his fingers flying over the keys as he tried to decode the signal. The pulse had been constant for hours, and every attempt to make sense of it had failed. But there was something, a pattern hidden deep within the chaos. He zoomed in, eyes narrowing. A string of numbers flashed on the screen, followed by a chilling message. Prepare for the unknown. His heart raced. Could it be a warning? His mind raced with questions, but one thought stood out. The moon was trying to communicate, and whatever it wasn't good. The signal became impossible to ignore. Dr. Moore's report to the higher-ups was met with skepticism, but he couldn't shake the feeling that something more was at play. A team of government officials arrived at the base. Their expressions cold. Dr. Moore stared at the screen, his heart pounding. The decoded message had been clearer than before. Wake up. The countdown has begun. The signal was no longer a vague warning. It felt like a ticking time bomb. He rushed to the lab, his mind racing. There had to be more to this, something he missed. As he sifted through ancient lunar data, he discovered an old, hidden pattern in the moon's surface. It was as if the moon itself had been marking time, waiting for something. Dr. Moore's stomach twisted. The moon wasn't just warning them. It was preparing for something catastrophic. The world outside the base was in chaos. Dr. Moore watched in horror as a massive storm, unlike anything recorded before, devastated a coastal city. News reports linked it to the strange signal from the moon. But that wasn't the worst part. As the storm raged, the signal grew louder, more urgent. It was as if the moon knew what was coming. Dr. Moore's hands trembled as he tried to make sense of the connection. Could the storm be the first sign of something bigger? His mind raced, and the dreadful thought struck him. The signal wasn't just a warning, it was the beginning of the end. Desperate for answers, Dr. Moore dug deeper into the ancient lunar data, finding something shocking. An alien civilization had once thrived on the moon. Buried beneath the surface were relics of their technology forgotten for centuries. As he examined the artifacts, he discovered a terrifying truth. The signal wasn't random. It was a distress call, warning of an impending cosmic disaster that only the moon's forgotten inhabitants knew was coming. The countdown wasn't just a signal. It was a countdown to an event that would reshape everything. The question was, could they stop it before it was too late? As the countdown reached its final stages, Dr. Moore's panic grew. The signal from the moon intensified, now accompanied by strange electromagnetic storms that disrupted communication and technology around the world. The earth trembled, as if preparing for something massive. Dr. Moore worked feverishly, connecting the ancient lunar technology to the base's systems. He believed it held the key to stopping the impending disaster. But with every passing minute, the chaos on Earth escalated. Earthquakes, tsunamis, violent storms. It felt like the world was teetering on the edge. Time was running out. If the technology didn't work, humanity could be lost forever. Dr. Moore stared at the complex alien machinery before him, his hands shaking as he prepared to activate it. The technology was ancient, its purpose unclear, but it was the only hope they had left. He understood the risks. If the device failed, it could trigger a chain reaction that would make the impending disaster unstoppable. With a deep breath, he activated the system, sending a powerful countersignal to the moon. The base's power flickered, and the ground beneath them trembled. The world held its breath. Would the signal reach the moon in time? Would it stop the catastrophe, or was it already too late? The seconds felt like hours as Dr. Moore watched the screen, his heart pounding. The signal was traveling through space, heading towards the moon, but nothing happened immediately. A tense silence filled the room. Suddenly, a massive tremor shook the base. The walls groaned and alarms blared. The counter-signal was either working, or the failure was triggering an unstoppable chain of events. Dr. Moore held his breath, waiting for any sign that they had succeeded. Then, a faint, but unmistakable signal returned from the moon. It was faint, but it was there. The countdown had stopped. The world had been saved, for now. The chaos slowly subsided, but the world was forever changed. Cities rebuilt, skies cleared, and people began to rebuild their lives. Dr. Moore was hailed as a hero, but the weight of the experience lingered on him. The moon's signal had stopped, but something didn't feel right. In the quiet darkness of space, the moon seemed to be waiting, its surface glowing faintly, as if anticipating something. Dr. Moore couldn't shake the feeling that the event was just the beginning. The message from the moon had been a warning, but it might not be the last. The true danger was still out there watching.